Who I'm bringing in for real. All right. What's going, guys? Welcome. Listen, man, sometimes it's a joke. I don't know if I can believe you because you're full of the jokes. All right. Miami Dolphins wearing their throwback uniforms today are going to go off against the New England Patriots. Inactives just came out. I think we should touch on that before we go into anything. Royal, I believe you have the inactive list, if I'm not mistaken. Sounds perfect. All right. So
Oh, my bad. I had the mic on mute.
no, I knew. I was gonna tell you, but Robbie Chosen, thank God, because he sucks. Skylar Thompson, the emergency third quarterback. Javon Holland, that's a blow out with a concussion. Concussions only matter for Tua and the Dolphins. Brock Purdy's coming back today. Just want to put that out there. Xavien Howard, he is out with a groin injury. I saw someone earlier tweet that Xavien Howard's a known player and he's had a persistent groin injury for the past 3 years, so that's interesting. And Brandon Peely is out. No Nick Needham, no Jalen Ramsey. That means that they will be back in action. Royal, I'll start with you first. Jalen Ramsey starting for the Miami Dolphins for the first time in his career. Do you think it was the right decision, or do you think they should have held out until next week against the Kansas City Chiefs?
I believe that if he believes he's ready to play, then the Dolphins should go ahead and let him go ahead and test and see what he's able to do. They need secondary help in the worst way. So to get him and need him back in the same week is huge. But for him, it's just a jolt of confidence going into the defense to have somebody like that out there on the field. Hopefully he plays well. Hopefully he stays healthy. Hopefully everything's all good to go. But yeah, I'm excited to see if he can be one fix to what's been plaguing the Dolphins defense throughout the course of this season.
Juan, no, excuse me, no Connor Williams on the injury report, which means he'll be playing and he'll be coming back this week. How do you feel about, getting some stability on the offensive line? Finally, it seems like after a few weeks.
If you're asking me how I feel about not having to see Liam Eichenberg play football, I feel ecstatic. Okay, I absolutely see him as I'm not even gonna say it, but I'm just glad there is a God. I'm so happy to see Jalen Ramsey come back. I'm gonna be real. I honestly felt like we didn't even have Jalen Ramsey. It was like almost like a surprise when I woke up this morning and I was like, oh my God, I get to see Jalen Ramsey in a Dolphins uniform. So it's like Christmas almost for me at this point. And I'm gonna be honest, this next 2 game stretch is a very important one in my opinion for McDaniel and for Tua, because we need listen. This week, obviously, as much as I would love to say it's gonna be a close game, I think we're gonna take care of the Pats, right? But next week with KC, I think it's just gonna be a monumental game because just for narrative purposes.
So, among those, also on the inactives in terms of Xavien Howard, I touched on it a little bit, but do you guys think that this is going to be a persistent thing for X throughout the year? And Royal, I'll start for you first there. Do you think that there's a chance we see him back in the next few weeks, or you think this is one of the bring him back after the bye week type of deals?
I think it's going to be a bring him back after the bye week type of deal. We've seen this from X now. Like, this is like the second year that this has been like a major problem with his hamstrings and shit like that. So like I'm thinking that he's reaching the point where like this may continue to happen throughout the rest of his career, and you're just gonna have to assume that he's gonna miss some games because of it. So I think they want him back. They're gonna let Ramsey work his way back in, let Needham work his way back in, and then after the bye week, when they get a chance to have all of their guys in there practicing together, then they'll come back after the bye week with like their full ensemble of secondary players, and they'll be able to use them that way. But yeah, I think they're going to let him wait because it doesn't make sense to, put him out there and he's still even a little bit hobbled. Like just let him rest.
So, do you think, Juan, that getting Nick back and getting Jalen Ramsey on the field, do you think that we're going to see at least a stable, Dolphin secondary today?
I mean, I would hope so, right? I mean, to bring Jalen onto the team on the roster, they essentially released Nickerson or Perry. I don't know. I don't even know what
Harry
his name
Nickerson,
was.
yeah.
Yeah. They released him. So at this point, it seems like Cam Smith won't see the field at all. So it's just going to be plug and play for both Needham and Jalen, and then eventually when we get X back. But yeah, X is looking kind of like it's just like end of the career type shit. Like, you know.
End of the career.
Maybe not end of the career, bro, but more so along the lines of end of his time as an elite cornerback. Like that time.
No, he peaked in 2020, 2021. Like that was it. Like it's a decline now. Yeah, it's a decline now, and his body.
I don't think
it doesn't.
I don't think it's always the end of his career.
Yeah, that seems like a little bit.
I think that's a little far, but like I do see what you're saying though, where it's like the end of like the X that we once knew. So like that's the way that you should look at it. Like the X that you knew is no longer that player. Still a solid cornerback, no longer the elite ball hawk, interception king type cornerback thing going on.
No, I think that he's for sure he's just gonna be hovering now. I don't think that's gonna be anything too crazy. Royal, I just want to get into it quickly before we talk about anything else, just because it's usually around this time that we get into the Royal drip check, and I would like to get into the Royal drip check early to stay on course with timeline wise. You know, in terms of we started at 11:30 today, but just in terms of timeline before we get into anything else. Royal, the floor is yours for your drip check.
Yeah. So this is Blake Ferguson.
I already know. Throwback week.
I'm fucking with it.
Long
That's
snapper.
Blake Ferguson. I'm fucking with the.
Already know. Throwback week.
I'm fucking with the long with the throwback Dolphins uni. We're gonna skip over. We're gonna skip over Uno right quick because they only gave us 3. They only gave us 3. This Tyreek. This is more dressed up than Tyreek usually is because he usually has on like sweatpants and a hoodie or whatever. So I like to see him kind of doing.
Sweatpants.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But I mean, this is more so the Bentley, you know, in the back. It's okay. So it's
this is more modelish.
Cheetah
like
plushie. You peep the cheetah plushie.
You feel me?
Oh,
so you
I
do
didn't
that.
peep it. Good eye.
But you see, like this is beautiful. We like this from Tyreek. A little more swag coming out this week as opposed to just the hoodie. Now, first of all, y'all know the swag master this season has been Uno, and boy did not disappoint this season either. Ooh-wee! Uno with the toes out. I love it, bro.
Are those the Yeezy slides?
Brother, I don't know what they are, but like this, I like this bag from Tua with like the little collared shirt, one button open, short.
With his little play sheet. That's a play sheet, no?
Brother, yeah. I mean, if you zoom in, probably you might be able to see how they're going to get 2 touchdowns in the first 14 plays. But the boy Tua, I've been enjoying the way that he's been putting it together this year. This is no different. I like this fit. Kyle, what do you think of his fit this week?
I mean, the Yeezy slides, he's definitely not a Taylor Swift fan. You know, maybe this is proving a point to the Chiefs for next week. Dude, it's the Samoan tats, man. They just instantly make you look like a million times better. Like this man's got the Samoan sleeve and it's on his dominant arm. You know, he's a righty, but he throws lefty. Shout out to his dad. You know, I'm liking it. I'm happy.
One.
As long as I get 303 TDs, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't think you get that.
No. So here's a funny stat to that. Tua Tagovailoa, and this has been talked about all week, is 5-0 against the Miami Dolphins. Can you guys tell me how many games Tua has had 250 yards, against the New England Patriots, 250 yards or more in his 5 career starts against the New England Patriots?
None.
I'm going to go 1.
It is exactly 1. It was 9-11 last year, 2022. It was the first game. No, not the first game. It wasn't the first game of the season. I think it was. He had 270 yards and 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Can you guys tell me what you think his touchdown and interception total is in these 5 games?
Touchdown and interception.
6 and 5.
Yeah, how many touchdowns and how many interceptions in these 5?
I got him. No, I don't have him at 5. I think I got him at 3 interceptions and like 7 touchdowns.
Juan?
6 and 5.
He has a total of 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in his 5 starts against the New England Patriots, dating back to his first one in 2020 December. That is December 20th. He had 1 interception, 145 yards for a win. Since then, he usually goes 1-1. He had back-to-back games where he went 1-0, 1-0, and then his latest one was 1-1.
That's interesting because it's like even though he's winning these games, that stat makes it feel like he's not
Don't
winning
say
these games.
Don't say
It seemed like
This
he's
is
not the
according
one
to
winning them.
StatMuse, by the way, just to put that
No,
out.
it's
Cool. Like,
accurate.
but
It's accurate.
if
I knew it was like he had one more touchdown than one interception because he like Belichick just amplifies that one dumb mistake he loves to make once a game. But it just depends, dog. Because like that whole shit earlier in the week was cute with Tyreek and Tua saying down the line, and it was like the next day. But like, if Tyreek is actually not going to be 100%, then you got to start thinking about getting other people involved. Like, Waddle, for all the good he's done, I think we can all agree he's had a down year from last year. It's not a progression; it's been a regression year for him. And then I think Cedric actually for me has been a little pleasant surprise. Cedric's been flashing. I don't know about y'all.
so for me, when it comes to this, like Tyreek not being 100% thing, I believe that they were going to spread the ball around anyway because that's kind of what happened in the first game against the Patriots when they dropped them 3 safeties back there. Like it was bracketing Tyreek Hill, and so they found other opportunities to get it open, and it gives them more opportunity in the run game because if New England uses that same strategy, then I don't think Miami's going to change their strategy. I don't think they're just going to run the ball down their fucking throat if they keep on putting that many DBs back there on the field. But yeah, I do think that they need to find a way to protect Tyreek in some way, shape, fashion, or form. Him going out there to play is a nice gesture. But if that man is hurt, then you don't want to risk that injury being any worse because then your season is up in flames. So you do what you can to protect him. Don't do what you normally do and stare him down. Maybe get him like 3-4 catches or something like that. Use him as a high value decoy, but don't put him in any position where he can possibly worsen what injuries he's already going through.
Final question here on just that Tua stat. How many do you guys think in terms of total yards per game average does he have against the New England Patriots?
180. 180.
Juan, what'd you say?
199.
Juan, you are the closest contestant. 195.
I think it was something like that.
His past 2 games have been better games. Just to like at least the 9/11 game, that was a good one, and then the September 17th game was also good. In terms of yards, that was 270 and 249 respectively for 2 touchdowns and a pick. He has, however, been sacked 9 times in these 5 games. So take that for what it's worth. You guys talked a lot about Tyreek just now. I want to get into kind of how, and it's something that Juan just mentioned, you feel about the backup guys kind of putting their hands in. And Juan, I'll start with you since you mentioned Cedric Wilson. Do you think that the Dolphins are going to continue to try to get some of these guys involved and try to make it so that it's not as heavy into the Tyreek? Or do you think we'll still see some of these plays where, although they're going for yards, although they might be the right decision when all is said and done, you have Tua has a guy open, or the offensive scheme to have a certain guy open, and it's kind of just that staring down at Tyreek?
I definitely think that the entire NFL realizes that they are actively trying to get Tyreek 2,000 yards. Like it's obvious at this point, right? So, I mean, Bill Belichick's gonna do what he does, bro. He's gonna try to get you out of your number 1 option, and get you uncomfortable going to number 2 and number 3. Waddle has yet to, in my opinion, take over a game and really just dominate it. And partly that's because Tyreek has been able to, do it himself, even with getting doubled or triple covered. But let's be real, that first New England game, like if Mac Jones has any weapons at all, like it's probably a closer game. If not, they win it. The offense for all it did that 1 or 2 drives, like it struggled predominantly the entire game. Like it just wasn't the same offense when there's no run game.
In the second half.
Yeah. So, and then also going back to like the receiver thing, like I don't really know what they're trying to do. I think they're trying to convince themselves that Cedric's gonna be okay, because I think in my opinion they would love to bring Craycraft back, but if you do that, you only have a certain amount of guys that you can bring back from IR, and then you start to limit yourself with you start to limit yourself potentially with Achane and others that still need to come back. So it just depends. It's a lot that they have to kind of go through.
Royal?
Yeah, I'm struggling, bro, because it's like you said, Bill Belichick tends to take away the number one option, but what I'm fearful of is Bill Belichick testing Tyreek Hill. Like we're gonna see if he can still be as explosive. They're gonna give him opportunities, and they're gonna pin this on Tua to kind of like find the other guys if he's not. Like, so if Tyreek Hill is not an option, then they're not gonna play him the same way that they did before. They're going to allow him to be single covered or whatever if he can't really to beat you that way. And then they're just going to force Tua to make reads all game, which he's capable of doing. He's already mastered this offense, so he knows where his reads are. It's just he hasn't been as likely to get to them because he has Tyreek Hill on there. They're going to force him to go to the second and third reads today. And that, to me, is going to be like how he handles that is going to be kind of the difference in this game, bro. Like how good, like Waddle's going to be important today. I believe that. I believe Waddle, Cedric Wilson, Braxton Berrios, all those guys are going to be very important today with Tyreek Hill being limited. So it's not only on Tua, it's also incumbent on the wide receiver room to kind of step up around Tyreek, knowing that he's dealing with a little something so that they can get themselves open and Tua can get them the ball because he's going to be forced to throw it to other people anyway.
It's funny that you mentioned Jaylen Waddle because in that matchup in September early on there, Jaylen Waddle was the leading receiver with 4 receptions, 86 yards, averaging 21.5 on 6 targets. However, Tyreek was targeted 3 times more than him with 5 receptions for 40 yards and a touchdown. It's going to be big. I mean, in that game alone, you had River Craycraft, Braxton Berrios. You were seeing Durham Smythe, who we have not seen much of in the last few weeks since we saw him being featured heavily in the first game. In the second game in Denver, it wasn't as much. And then even in that game against Buffalo, I mean, they were featuring Durham Smythe. And in the past 3 weeks, they have not one target in the last 3 weeks. Do you think that this is a game where we see the tight end become more featured, Royal, or do you think that they might kind of continue to try to get these deep threats and, medium, size routes going?
I think it's the latter option. I think they're going to try and get the other receivers involved before they get Smythe. I think where Smythe is going to be big at is they're going to try and get back to the run game this week. They didn't run it well last week against Philadelphia, and I think they're going to use this as an opportunity because they did run it really well against the Patriots in the first game. Yep. And so I think they're going to try and do that again. So I think that's where Smythe is going to be biggest, like block, motherfucker. Like go block, great. Don't worry about catching passes because I don't think he's going to be like game changing in that regard. I think he'll be game changing as an impact blocker around that edge. If he can help them get the run game going, then he'll have done his job for today. So I don't really foresee them like trying to involve the tight end anymore.
Juan, Royal just mentioned it there with the rushing. So the Dolphins in that game had 145 yards rushing on 30 attempts, averaging 4.8 yards per carry. If you want to bump it up, we could just say 5. Do you think we see more of the same here in Miami, as Royal just suggested?
I ain't gonna lie, 5 yards per carry would be a fire-ass podcast.
Shout out to YPC.
Yeah, actually, that's really took the words right out of my mouth. That's what I was going to talk about. I think today's not going to be a wide receiver heavy day, in my opinion, or a tight end heavy day. It's going to be really just feeding Mostert, Jeff Wilson, and just making sure that they kind of get back to the ground, bro. Because as much as we want to be able to pass, like without running it, we're not doing shit, bro. And Mostert, I know he's kind of dealing with something. I think it was an ankle. I think I saw. But when he's going, and we get another complimentary piece to get him going too, I think that lessens the load. So that's why when it was him and Achane, like, bro, it was just like magic, bro. And I think Jeff Wilson could be more of the power though, which I think is what we wanted and saw from Chris Brooks, which is another guy who's on who we might not be able to even come back. But I think Jeff Wilson can fill that role of like a power guy because 3rd and 1s, bro. We started doing crazy college shit because we just can't gain a yard. So I think Jeff Wilson might be able to help in that department.
I got a question though, like in regards to that, because the Dolphins running back room, even though we maligned it a lot throughout the beginning of the season, it's been one of the kind of like the stronger rooms. But without Achane, it's like no clear cut second person. You seen him mix in Savon Ahmed. Chris Brooks got some like late game action. But I thought we would see Jeff Wilson a lot more like when he came back, and we just haven't. So I find it interesting that you're saying like
It might not have been right
going
place,
to-
right time, like last week for Jeff Wilson.
Sure.
I just want to bring this up just because I was looking. Juan, you are right. It is, Raheem was dealing with an ankle injury. I just thought that this was funny. That's how Cam Smith was listed in the injury report.
Foo.
That's what he was injured with. Foo. I'm just saying,
Because that boy is
Yeah.
foo-foo.
Nothing. Just drop your nuts. Really, that's all.
It's really like the shit is really disturbing me, bro.
You know what's crazy? The Dolphins preferred having Nickerson in the slot, cater outside, versus just
And
putting
don't remember
Cater
Eli
in the
Apple.
slot and putting Cam outside.
Right, the Eli
And then
Apple
the
ratio
next
is insane.
week, they went ahead and cut Nick Pearson or whatever his
Perry
name is.
Nickerson.
Harry
bro.
Nickerson.
There you go. Buddy. They cut Buddy, and now Jalen Ramsey's going to go in and take all these snaps and nickname him. Bro, I don't know what is going on with Cam Smith, but he's not playing he's not playing the snap anymore. He's done.
That's insane, though,
He's
bro.
fool.
That's a couple of like, but I'm saying like, isn't that like worrisome? Like you got Cam Smith, you got what's the linebacker name who can't get on the goddamn field either?
Exactly.
Channing
He's
Tindall.
over here. He's
Channing
bagging
Tindall.
groceries too.
But
Like-
he was either third or fourth round pick.
He's a
Channing
no
Tindall?
round pick because he's playing nothing.
He don't play, but it's like
The third makes
like,
it a little bit worse.
I feel like the Dolphins
it
have
was a
trouble.
third round pick. That makes it worse.
Yeah, it feels like
And
the
what's
Dolphins
crazy,
have like trouble.
We
Like
skipped over O-line for a cornerback who's literally
Hey,
cornerback 8.
Cam
not
was a
even,
first
like-
round pick, right?
Second round pick.
Second.
Second round pick. Even still, like
He
second
was
round
picked
pick
over Zach Charbonnet, Javon Dexter, Tuli Tupulotu, Rasheed Rice,
Nice.
Tyreek
I like
Stevenson, John Michael Schmitz, Luke Schoonmaker,
Michael Schmitz would have been a nice piece. would've never
DJ
seen
Turner,
fucking
Brendan
Michael
Strange, Juice Shrugs, and Marvin Mims Jr.
Brenton Strange, the tight end.
Yes.
I like him.
But Rasheed Rice, Javon
Dwayne
Dexter.
Washington. He was picked after Dwayne. He was picked before Dwayne Washington.
Yeah, I don't see Dwayne Washington anywhere here.
I would have just liked I would have liked the O line from Cleveland. I forgot his name. I think Jones. I think is it. It is. And then there was another one too that I would have wanted.
Wasn't really a insane draft this year, but still.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is insane because we got
But
a
the
potentially
overall
top
point
five.
is-
No. I'm talking about like the overall draft.
Yeah. Like, but it's like you still ended up with goddamn a second round cornerback who can't get over the field of guys who you're cutting, guys coming back. From
But no, real shit. Not for nothing. If Devon Achane hadn't popped off,
2023.
I don't know. I think Cam Smith is talked about more, but the fact that Devon is popping off, they're like not even looking at the rookie class.
Yeah, because if Devon Achane turns out to be what he showed in the games that he had, it's an A+ draft. The rest of the draft doesn't matter in the eyes of
Exactly.
like the NFL.
Bro, Devon looks like a top 5 running back, bro.
Apparently, we're poking at running back, according to Diana Rossini.
Fuck that shit. Who's your Sam we were talking to?
Just hey, she just said we're poking at running back.
I would
Do you
like to
guys
hear them
think-
poking at a defensive player?
You spelled Diana. There you go. Do you guys think that the Dolphins make any trades
Yeah, I do actually.
for who? I mean, I'm
That's
trading
the thing.
94.
I don't. That's the thing. I don't know who it would be for because the Dolphins are just going to do due diligence. But look,
Chase
let me
Claypool just
flip-
made a one-handed catch. He's
there's-
an All-Pro now.
Let me
They-
flip this though. Do you think that they make a trade for a player that we want to see them make a trade for? Like, do
I
you
mean,
think
I
that
could
like a
see them, I could see
linebacker
them try to
or
finesse a Chase Young. I could see that. I could see them try to
And pay
That's
like
another.
a Josie.
defensive
that's
lineman?
insane, bro. That's insane, bro.
Oh no,
Maybe-
I would trade for Chase Young just to let JP know I'm only dealing with one of y'all. Like, figure it out, and whoever wants to stay here can stay here. But I also like the linebacker from the Broncos. I think his name is 47. He's nice. Hell, PS2, if we want to really get crazy with it, like I'll send X in like a second for PS2, like in a heartbeat.
Don't they want like 2 1s for PS2?
I don't mean that what they gonna get, bro. Like talking about Greer, talking about finesse God.
You
Like
know
he may
what?
not know what he's doing in the draft, but
You
when
know
it comes to cutting these deals, he got the pull.
You convinced me. You convinced me.
No,
I'm not dealing with Pat Riley over here, bro. I gotta remember that sometimes. Over here, I'm dealing with a man who got motion out here. So it's like with Chris Greer,
Motion in the ocean.
You're right, bro. Somebody said they'd rather have Montez Sweat than Chase Young.
That's crazy.
That's another one. I'd be down for that too.
I'd rather have Young, but I'd take Montez Sweat.
With the same idea that with Young and JP, it's Wilkins and fucking Sweat. Like, which one of you motherfuckers want to get paid? Like, what's up?
I would pay Sweat before I pay Wilkins.
I would 100% too. But you know,
y'all know me, man. I'm training 94 in a heartbeat, buddy.
But it's the carrot or the stick, and some motherfuckers just work with the stick better than the carrot. And if Wilkins starts to get nervous and he starts to see, all right, I really got to step up, like, Cuz might have a career year, bro. Like, right now he's on pace for what, 10 sacks?
I'll tell you right now, actually, defense.
Maybe not that much. It might be like 7 or 8.
I was looking for sacks because you know who leads us in sacks? Bradley Chubb. Christian Wilkins.
Yeah, he does. Hey, listen.
What a whopping, 5?
Wait. Juan's about to give me some praise for this real quick. Juan?
No, I have 100%. I have not shit on Bradley Chubb because he has done his job. He has stepped up 100%. I'm 100% down for giving credit. Would I want to see a little more?
I got a question though. Yeah, didn't you say 30 sacks this year though?
I said I needed 30 from JP and Chubb.
Yeah, but are either of them on pace to give you what you need to get that individual? Is Chubb on a pace to give you what you need from him individually?
I think Chubb can give us 12.
So don't start. That's not on pace to get you 30.
No, I'm not talking about. Listen, Jalen Phillips has been fucking ass. Jalen Phillips is playing like a peewee.
No, but what I'm saying is, even if Chubb is the better, then he need to get 16.
No, but look, I said the 30 sacks thing, obviously, like hoping like JP would give me 18, but like getting 12 out of Chubb is in my opinion is a real good step forward. Would I want to see more because of him and Fangio and all this whatever shit? Like, cool, yeah, I would have. But 12 sacks from Chubb in like a second year, I'll take it, bro. Honestly. But that's the problem, though. We got a bunch of second play, like it's like
Jags.
No, they're not Jags because like
Emmanuel Ogbah has more sacks this year than Jalen Phillips.
But Jalen Phillips is just built differently. That's the thing, though. Like, you need guys like that. And
but
that, what I'm saying?
Getting it done. Jalen Phillips is doing what Bradley Chubb did last year. He is a pass rush merchant. He's getting there, but he's not getting the sack.
One is a physique merchant. That's why he like Noah, because he looked good with his shirt off. You like JP because he has all the measurables. One, you are a physique merchant, bro. That bitch do not get home, bro.
I don't care, bro. I will always go for measurables over, heart, I guess, bro. I don't know. I just feel like I can't keep having Waddles. I need Tyreek's, dog. Like that's my thing. Like that, like who's gonna be my Tyreek between JP and Chubb? And right now it's looking like it's Chubb, dog. Like I ain't gonna hold you. Like I would not pick JP right now.
Neither one of them are Tyreek. Both of them are Waddles. Exactly.
But you can only pay one though.
Yeah,
who's getting paid right now?
But you gotta. That's the thing. You have to realize that they're both Waddles and not treat one like he's a Tyreek. He is not.
That's why you trade for Chase Young. Yeah, 100%.
But Chase Young ain't no Tyreek either.
Chase Young got the potential to be a Tyreek.
Oh, that measurables merchant. This man is not playing football most of the time.
That's fine. You gotta take chances, dog. Like that's one thing.
They took a chance on Bradley Chubb. You need a sure thing,
and it's working.
What do you mean?
It is. You wanted 30 sacks. He's on pace to give you 11 and a half, and you talk about it's working.
Listen, I told you with my plan, I had still seen only 8 sacks for him this year. This is a positive, this is a positive progression, bro. Like
y'all boys lower y'all standards mid-season. That'd be the problem. I'm not gonna allow y'all to do that.
You know what?
I'm not lowering any standards. I've been talking about trading 94.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about one.
Christian.
We're all universal on thinking that Christian Wilkins probably should be traded.
Yeah. And when I said that to do that for Jonathan Taylor, I was looked at as a crazy person. I still am looked at as a crazy person, but it's for different reasons. No one knew Devon Achane was going to be what he was going to be, you know, besides for Kai.
Kai didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
No, you did.
I drafted him high in every league I could.
Did know.
You drafted him high in fantasy does not mean that you thought he'd be the leading rusher in the NFL. When
Juan knows. I was talking about it during the summer on 3-way APC, bro.
Did you talk about him being the leading rusher in the NFL when he stopped playing?
I don't know if he said all that, but he
on
definitely put me on.
Yeah. But guess what I also said? I also said trade for Jonathan Taylor. Two things can be true.
Listen, brother, I was with you on the trade for Jonathan Taylor.
I still would have traded for Jonathan Taylor. I'd still trade for Jonathan Taylor now.
I probably would do it now. I probably would.
Kai, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was like, damn, I actually probably would still do it. Hell,
he takes out the lead, Dan.
If you really calling me crazy, I'm trading for Derrick Henry.
Hey now,
he's taking a step back.
Now,
I don't know.
Listen,
it doesn't matter. You don't need
walk with me.
You don't
walk with
me.
me.
Come on now, cook game.
You get Achane back, Thunder and Lightning. That's never before been done. I don't even got to see Tua throwing passes to Tyreek.
Red zone offense cured.
Everything's cured, bro. What
get rid of Devon.
Derrick Henry can play quarterback.
I seen it.
I've seen
it. Return of the Wildcat.
What? It's not even the Wildcat. It's like the Tebow.
Come on now.
It's like
dude.
It's like the
Achane, Mostert,
and it's the sugar-free Tua version.
Man, you have Devon Achane, Derrick Henry, and Raheem Mostert running the Wildcat.
All at the same time on the field with Tyreek.
Come on, man.
Oh my god.
I'm there, one.
Oh my god.
I'm there, one.
Walk with me, brother.
I'm walking, brother. I'm running. I want to run to you.
So, Juan, you're as we get closer to 12:15 here, your score prediction: Miami Dolphins versus New England Patriots.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. We should be blowing these motherfuckers out the water. But like Bill Belichick is just that dog. He's just a dog, bro. Like he just always wants to be petty motherfucker, just like McDaniel. I probably see it like a 23-13 game. Like I think the defense gets it going. Jalen's hype. Everybody's like rolling, and we just get it going to what are we 6-2 heading into Germany?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't count these games anymore. Like
Nick Needham's mom unblocked me. That's interesting.
So Juan asked a question about expectations, and I keep bringing it up periodically throughout the course of the season. He asked that at the beginning of the season, like when do we begin to expect certain things? I expect to beat teams like the Patriots now. That's just my reality, and I expect to beat them without too much, fuss about it. So, like, I'm thinking 28-14 type shit, but it's not really going to be like 28-14. It's more like a 28-7 game, and then they get some kind of late score when the Dolphins don't care no more. And I think that's how this game is going to play out. They win this shit, get it out the way, and then start the prep for Kansas City early.
I think the Miami Dolphins are going to put up 31 points, and they're going to win 31-20. I think it'll be 31-13 with the final 3 minutes left, and the Patriots will get a garbage time touchdown.
Yeah, I think the garbage time touchdown is universal.
Yeah, I don't think that it's a divisional game, so like honestly, it could go either way. The fucking Patriots beat the Bills last week on a Mike Gesicki walk-off touchdown. Wait.
One thing, my boy Dan the Film Gym with the $5 dono. Consistency is key, ladies and gentlemen. He said, "This is my prediction: Bill Belichick is going to lose to us again."
Love it. Hopefully, that works out well. You want to run this role? You're
Yeah, sure. We want to thank the primary sponsor of the base. I put it up there for you to do it because I had to call. But we want to thank the primary sponsor of the Basement Sports Network, Simple Health Advisors. Ladies and gentlemen, insurance does not need to be complicated. Email our guy James Pugh or give him a call today and make sure you tell him that the Basement sent you. Email our guy at jpugh@simplehealthadvisors.com or give him a call at 321-345-7738. Again, that phone number is 321-345-7738. We want to thank the people over at Simple Health Advisors and my dude James Pugh for sponsoring not only this program, but the entire Basement Sports Network. We appreciate you, gang. And now, back to your host, Scott Chisholm.